We are a boat full of monsters and miracles, hoping that somehow we can survive a world in which all hands are against us. A world which, by all evidence, will end extremely soon. Yet I posit we are in a universe which favors stories. A universe which no story can ever truly end, in which there can only be continuances. If we are in such a universe, then we may have a chance. Hello everyone and welcome to the Comics Corner. I am Mike, here with Johnny.
To be or not to be? That is the question.
Oh, I see.
Whether 'tis nobler in the mind to suffer the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune, or take arms against a sea of troubles, and by opposing end them. To die, to sleep, no more. Hello and welcome to the Comics Corner. My name is Johnny, and I'm here with Mike. And we're battling Old English quotes here today on the Comics Corner.
I was going to say, it sounds like you read Marvel 1602, the Fantastic Four miniseries, which, spoilers, Shakespeare is in that one. It wasn't good, Johnny.
I didn't read
Let me tell you that much. Oh yeah, don't worry. I did. So.
Did you get the deluxe edition?
No.
You just read other books.
Yeah. Because
and now on stream you're going to be like, oh, I read these books. Let's talk about them. And I'm going to be like, I just quoted Shakespeare like I'm a like.
You've clearly read it though.
Shakespeare, maybe, and memorized it. I thought we were just battling quotes from England.
2 Thursdays ago we read The Immortal Hulk, and after that Thursday I said, oh, next Thursday we'll read, we have Marvel 1602 coming in. I'm like, oh wait, next Thursday is Thanksgiving, so we
No, that's not how it went. How it went was I showed up on Thursday, ready to record, banging on the door, banging on the gate, breaking in through the window, and all of a sudden the cops are like, it's closed. And I'm like, no, Mike said he'd be here.
I've got to talk about Marvel, though.
Yeah, it was live on stream, and Mike doesn't lie live. He lies in text.
I wait till we're out of stream, and then I start lying.
Yeah, and so it was really odd. But then I found out I found out it was a holiday.
That's how you found out.
Yeah, so Happy Thanksgiving to everybody.
Happy Thanksgiving.
We're happy to be here tonight, though.
So point being, I had some extra time off, so I read 1602, and I read the
The Fantastic Four
Fantastic Four one.
And there's also a Spider-Man one, right?
Yes.
Is there a third as well?
Yeah, there is New World, which is the first one, which also follows Spider-Man. So New World, it goes New World, Fantastic Four, and then the Spider-Man.
But are they written by Neil Gaiman?
No.
Oh.
Neither is the art done by Andy Kubert and Richard Isanove.
You know, Andy Kubert's a good artist, I decided with this.
You know who's a damn good colorist?
Richard
Find it?
Isanove?
Yeah, so when I was rereading this,
It's digitally colored.
The colors in there, to me, made me think of a series that I read a long time ago, the Dark Tower series. It's a book series based off of Stephen King novels.
Yeah, okay.
That I absolutely love. It's like weird Western dark fantasy stuff. But in that book, I was like, these colors, like the kind of like weird, like subtle backgrounds and the colors on the characters. I'm like, this reminds me a lot of the Dark Tower. So I checked into it. I'm like, oh yeah. Richard Isanove also did the colors for that. I don't know if you ever read Wolverine Origins, if you can kind of picture that. Or
yeah. I know what you're talking about.
He also did that, yeah. So like it's like, especially that cover. Like if you were to look at the cover of that, and
where he's in the field,
the hat on, and the Dark Tower, like those kind of like yellows and oranges, and like the kind of gradienting that he does. I'm like, it's definitely got a style. So like when I saw that, I'm like, oh, that's where I know him from.
I was really surprised by how much I dug this.
Yeah. I mean, turns out, a proven writer, Neil Gaiman, these stories, like, it's kind of dense. Like, as we go through it, when we get to that part of the stream, when we go through it, like, there's a lot that happens, but it moves in a way that it doesn't feel like it's plotting.
I liked that it was such a universe. Like,
yeah.
It was really well done, and it felt like there was so much more background and history than an 8-issue series.
Exactly. Like, that's the thing, is what this is, like, at its heart, it basically is kind of a glorified what if, or like Elseworlds, or just kind of alternate universe story. But
yeah, it's Gotham by Gaslight with Marvel.
Exactly. But he fleshes the world out and delves deep enough into the characters that's not just like, oh, here's like an image that I found online of, what if Peter Parker was in, like the 1600s, like it's not just like
the roles were appropriate.
Exactly, yeah, like he delves deep into them and like gives them character.
You know what I loved? Okay, when they finally got to Toad of the Brotherhood,
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, and he was like kind of like the dumb servant kind of, and it reminded me of like it just reminded me of the torturer from Berserk.
Sure.
And I was just like, it's so like on point. Like I just love that that's like an angle they went with.
Yeah, like that's the thing, is it's not like, to me, I feel like the modern equivalent is a lot of the Venomverse stuff, or Venomized. It's basically just kind of like the depth of the character is, oh, here is character, plus Venom symbiote, and like that's kind of it. Like it's just like, oh, it's a cool look, or they have a cool new like character design. But like in this one, they actually have a background that fits into this world, and that's why I kind of like it above, some of the more empty stuff like that.
You know what sold me on it real early on, where I was like, all right, I'm really digging this, was when, whatever, it's spoilers, I guess, 5 minutes ahead, when Nick Fury and Peter Parker go to meet Matt Murdock
exactly,
in the window. The dialogue there was fantastic, and I was like, all right, I'm buying into it being old England and like the way they talk, like, because it wasn't, I know I'm talking two different languages here, but like, if you've ever tried reading old Thor, like old Silver Age Thor, and it's in like old Norse, old-timey talk, basically, it's rough. It's hard to read. I'm not saying it's bad. It's just, it's different. And considering that all the characters in here are of like English descent, and none of that comes across. It's very,
you do get it, but it's not, like we said
real.
At the beginning, it's not very like Shakespearean. It's not like difficult to read in that degree. It's just, like there's some theys and thous that get thrown in there here and there. But
I got that quote from Billy Madison.
Oh, interesting.
Did you know that?
That's where you first heard it?
That's why I thought to do it. I had Adams. Do you know what scene I'm talking about?
What was it, Hamlet? Am I crazy?
You're not crazy. Well, I actually got it pulled up right in front of me, that scene.
4 yards. Okay.
It was not, what was that called? The last 40 yards?
So it's okay. I have mine always written down on a notepad anyway.
Love it.
But yeah, as far as like rating, Definitely like a 9, I think. Cause like again, like one, the arts, like the Andy Kubert arts, plus like I said, the colors, definitely evocative for me, and it's not just me having a soft spot for the Dark Tower stuff, but I mean like it actually works in this, and like it almost looks like wood carvings on someone's on some of the like the images, like the texture that they kind of add to it. So like it feels appropriate for like the time period it's supposed to be evoking as well, which I really dig. Yeah, all that sweet extra stuff.
I know there's something specific I want to point out.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh, wait, I want to give it my ranking. I know I just like fumbled over all my words.
Well, no, I was just like, hey, check out that last page.
Oh yeah, I guess so. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
Spoilers.
What's up, Alex? Thanks for coming on by. Neil Gaiman, yeah. After we've read Sandman, I feel the only thing appropriate after that is to dig into 1602, which is.
Yeah, I would definitely support this. I would give it a. I cannot go lower than an 8, and I probably would agree with you as like a 9. I'd have to think on it for a few, like, cause like 9's a high rating, man. But like, I don't know. It's just done nothing to like deserve going lower.
Like it's fun characters. Like I'm always like a fan of like the what if stuff, but like I said, like it's elevated beyond just that.
It's like you're right. This is like what if on steroids.
Universe that they like that he fleshes out, and then like I said, like they go back to it in the side stories, the 1602 side stories, like Spider-Man and Fantastic Four, and there's an Angela one that they did later on as part of the Battle Worlds. That one I kind of dipped into, like, all right. But there's also like they get into a Hulk one later on, so it's like it's a world that they keep like popping back into. And in fact, like the Spider-Man 1602 stuff specifically, like he shows up in a lot of the different like Spider-Verse games as like alternate costumes. So like it's definitely a look and a universe that's known by other people. But it's also very just self-contained take on the Marvel universe. So
there was I can't believe I can't find it. I'm sure we'll come across it when we're going through it. But there was
Doctor Strange, by the way.
Doctor Strange is awesome in this. There was a side-by-side panel of Kubert's pencils, pre-ink and post-digital ink.
Oh yes, yeah, the coloring.
And dude, like I agree. I like the coloring. I'm totally in agreement with you. That being said, the original Andy Kubert art images are what made me go, damn, Andy Kubert's a better artist than I gave him credit for. Like, that shit's amazing.
In this one, there's no like inker. It's basically like the raw pencils that were just kind of transferred digitally and then kind of colored over. So like, there's not that much that changes between his original pencils and like the final product, because they just kind of showed as is, but with like a sweet layer of coloring over it.
That Thor is absolutely insane, dude.
Thor might swing on by. Speaking of talking in Nordic,
Speaking of things swinging,
I like the Thor dialogue.
Yeah, Thor. Yeah, well, whatever. I don't know. There's some of the artwork, but it was better because it was side by side with the colored one. I don't know. I think he's a fantastic artist after seeing this. So he does I think. His first thing that got him famous was his run on X-Men. He definitely has a run on X-Men. I don't think that. I know that. I think that was what he got famous for. I don't know if he did anything before that. So, damn, where were those pencils, dog? I feel like it was in the middle of the story for some reason, like between two issues. But because it's not at the end.
Yeah. Well, if we come across what we're going through, we'll call it out. But yeah, like it.
Oh, maybe I saw it on the damn internet. That would suck, because I did do some more research on this.
That might be it.
Shoot, that might be it, actually.
It might be an article as part of the Wikipedia.
What?
It might be on Wikipedia for 1602.
It might be.
It might be. Oh man, Eternals. Oh.
Yeah, Eternals.
How about those 30?
How about those omnibuses that I got for whatever?
All right.
So, it opens... Man, we should run through this quick because it's a lot of dialogue.
Yeah, there's a lot, but I mean, like, it's dense dialogue that like fleshes out the characters. So I mean, yeah, like I said, it's a little bit of a slower read because of that, but like, it doesn't feel like fluff. It feels like, it's just Neil Gaiman giving like actual character to them, and it's not just, oh hey, I'm Nick Fury, wink nudge, but like, look at me, I'm old timey, I'm a spy.
Right.
Like he actually makes him a believable character. So like, the denser dialogue is worth it to like flesh out the worlds to beyond just a, hey, here's just a character in this universe.
So it opens with a meeting happening between the Queen of England, Queen Elizabeth, and Nick Fury, and they're calling in Dr. Stephen Strange because there are some strange happenings, no pun intended, around the world with weather inconsistencies. So they want him to investigate, basically, is what they're calling him in for. And they also talk about a weapon that's being transported to England, but they don't know what right?
Yeah, yeah.
They don't know what it is.
But they know it belonged to the Knights Templar. So.
Right. And we find out about them later, right? We don't get the background right here because they actually show images of the background for those guys.
Definitely. Yeah, that's later on.
That's a little later, yeah, okay.
Yeah, they just allude to the fact that it is a secret, or it was kept secret by the Knights Templar.
Yeah,
so.
and they want to make sure that it gets to England safely. So they're supposed to investigate these weather things and that.
Keep track on that, yeah.
Yeah, so that's what's going on there. And then it shifts to this tower in Spain where this person is being held captive, and we get these little shots, and then we find out that they are of angels. So in this universe, they're not mutants. They're like
witch breed.
I was gonna say witch breed. Yeah, it's witch breed. Yeah, which is cool. I like that they did. Like, it was very creative.
Yeah, yeah.
So like he's like said to be a witch, and they're gonna burn him at the stake, basically.
Yeah. They're viewed as like the children of devils and witches, and that's where they get their powers. Like, Angel is still a very visible angel man. So in this universe, they're not happy about that, and the people that are tasked to keep track of that are the Inquisition, but we find out more about that. So.
Ooh, yeah, which I thought was an interesting twist, because we'll talk about that when we get to it. All right, so then it switches back to this tavern, and we see this like young kid who we find out to be their version of Peter Parker playing with like a spider, Paqua, and then we've got, I love it, my favorite character in this for sure, the blind
bard.
Yeah, who's just strumming along with his, what are those called, mandolin?
Like a lute.
Yeah, that's what it, yeah, and he's like everyone's saying what a terrible singer he is, and they'll pay him not to sing, and he's blind, and his name's Matthew, so he's freaking Daredevil. Freaking cool, man. So, basically Nick Fury comes and get his little, like, what would you call him? Like his steed? His young steed?
Not a steed. Definitely not a steed.
My cat is my steed, you're right.
I don't know if that's right either.
Oh, yes, she is.
How big is this cat?
Excuse you?
Steed?
Steed.
Like a horse.
She is my valiant companion.
That's not... Steed usually means that implies riding, but...
I don't think you've seen Shrek. That's what I'm thinking, okay?
What happens in Shrek? Oh, no. He's like his page, his ward, his squire. Those.
Ooh, I do like the word squire. It's also a guitar. That's interesting. Never thought about
Peter
that.
Parker is Nick Fury's guitar.
Basically, the old six string, the old Pete string. Oh my God, Peter Parker and the Six String Spiders. Oh my God, I'm just a band name machine. So there, Nick Fury comes and gets his ward, his Burt Ward. His Robin, if you would.
Exactly. Why do you think he's named that?
That is really funny, actually. So, and he's like, yeah, we got a meeting with my spy, who turns out to be Daredevil, and I like this because like they're in this room, and they're like, how's he gonna get up here? And then we see him doing his Daredevil stuff like in the street, and he Daredevil.
They're in like the top floor of the tavern. It's locked from the outside. They're like, all right, well, we're supposed to meet him here. It's like, it's locked. How's he gonna get there? It's like, oh, he'll find a way.
Yeah, and it's like pitch black in there, and then like he gives him information, and then the payment for information is a diamond. And he tosses it. He's like, Peter's like, should I turn on a light so you can like see it? And he's like, nope, just toss it to me.
Yeah.
And then later on they're like, I don't know how this man catches diamonds in the dark. And it's like, I just loved it.
Exactly.
Good writing, Neil Gaiman, man. I like this a lot better than Sandman. And not that I dislike Sandman, because I think I liked it. I just like.
I can see why. I mean, this is more like a straightforward like comic. Like this is more a superhero comic, whereas Sandman obviously is something else, a little bit artsier, but yeah. No, I mean, like I said, he just like fleshes out these characters in clever ways, and oh man, I definitely dig. So now that we're on the Stephen Strange stuff, I definitely dig that the Sanctum Sanctorum is just like out in this like marshland swamp, and it's like this sweet, old time like manor, and I don't know.
So wait, is his wife? This part I didn't get. Yeah, is she supposed to be Storm? No, right?
No.
Storm. Okay, because she just kind of looks like her.
Yeah. I mean, like the
white hair. I shouldn't say she looked. The white hair, and like
Clea is Clea. Clea was his wife. Like she is
in actual continuity.
Yeah, she's like the niece of Dormammu. She's from the same dimension that Dormammu is, so she's like weird interdimensional like demon princess lady. But yeah, they are. Clea is an actual character who is Stephen Strange's wife in actual Marvel comics.
So he goes on this like peyote trip,
Yeah,
basically.
yeah, like normally, like in the comics, like normally he'll like astral project or like travel through different dimensions. But in this one, like he's like scrying through mirrors and yeah, like basically taking like a drug-induced like trip to like get these broad strokes and like travel to like these different locations and like kind of just give us.
He gives us a rundown of what's
yeah,
going
exactly.
on.
Here's
So
the
we see
world,
a
here's
ship with some
what's going
dude
on.
who like. Wait, let me ask you this: did you gather that? And again, spoilers. We're gonna get there eventually. I don't care. Did you gather that it was Captain America? Were you able to piece that together, or did you know already? Like,
I mean,
how about the first time you read it?
not the first time I read it till like a little bit later, but I mean, yeah, like it's
I was thinking it might be, and well, I'll tell you why I thought it.
I got it when they gave him his name because his name is Rojas. Like
when he was Rogers, Jesus, I didn't even put that together.
To be fair, like the way that's written out, it's like Rojaz or something.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that, like,
yeah.
with an apostrophe between the J and the A. So like,
Rojas.
it looks because like he's Native American, but like when you look at it and when you kind of like pronounce it out, it's like Rogers. I'm like, oh, okay. He's from America. He's Native American. Yeah.
I was thinking it might be Colossus and magic.
Yeah, like.
That or Ilya, but I mean I was wrong, which is
but
fine.
We see a girl named Virginia, which
Take me home.
if you know actual like
road.
America lore, you would know who Virginia Dare is. She was basically Virginia Dare in like American lore in American history. Like it's mythology basically. She was the first child born on the soil of America from England. In the town of it's the actual town that they call it here. It's because of an R. I forget what the hell it was called. The settlement.
Holy shit!
The settlement that
this is awesome, dude.
Yeah.
Hold on.
So again, if like Neil Gaiman obviously knows his Native American, it's like American mythology because Virginia Dare is an actual character. Like the first time I read it, I didn't know that. So I was like, oh, which like X-Men character is this supposed to be? Like kind of like
yeah.
Like, but then like after reading it, I looked at it. It's like, oh, Virginia Dare is an actual like character in American mythology who like she was the firstborn child on American soil, and the settlement that she was from wasn't doing well, so she was sent back to England to try and get funding for the settlement, which is exactly what happens in this book. But this time there's mutants and superheroes.
I like this one better than real
exactly,
history.
yeah.
But
So,
wow,
like,
that's really cool.
Like, at its heart, its broad strokes is a retelling of the Virginia Dare mythology. So.
Also, while you were telling that, I flipped on my camera for me to see for the first time tonight, and like, man, my hair looks cool. I got it cut recently, and I've styled it with different stuff today.
Yeah.
Do you dig it?
No, always, man.
Always. I think I look handsomer.
It's every time you somehow manage to do it.
You're right. Like, how can you get even more handsome? And then I managed to.
Yeah, exactly.
More spikes. Should see my jacket. So.
See, he passes over this ship with Virginia and her American bodyguard. He also then swings by in Spain.
Sees that tower with the angel.
Yeah.
And then he sees the Inquisitor.
Yep.
Who
has somebody with him who can apparently see him in his actual projection.
And actually, watching or reading this for the first time at this scene, I was like, "Oh, who was that?" I thought it might be Xavier and Jean Grey at first.
Sure. Yeah, that makes sense.
But it's not them.
It's quite close.
No, yeah, pretty close.
Yeah.
So he sees all this, but he can't really make sense of it.
Yeah.
And that's kind of where they leave off. And then it goes back to the Fortress of the Inquisition, where we just saw that old man and the girl that I thought was Jean Grey, and we find out that it was Magneto and Scarlet Witch and wait, was she Petros?
Petros. Yeah.
Pietro.
Quick little Petros.
Yeah. Speedy Petros. So, and they basically are going to kill. They're the ones who are going to be in charge of killing Angel, right?
Yeah, because he is held captive in Spain, the heart of the Inquisition. So the Inquisition is tasked with killing the witch breed. Turns out the church doesn't like the fact that there are these, in their eyes, demonic beings that are like living in their world. So they are putting them to the stake and killing them.
So did you find it ironic that they made Magneto's character like a mutant murderer?
Yeah, like that was
I
interesting.
thought that was a real interesting thing.
But he still has his own game.
He does, yeah, I agree. But like once I put that together, I was like, wow, that's different than we've like. If he kills a mutant, it's because he chooses to.
Yeah,
and like
normally it would be the other way around if he would be killing humans to save a mutant. But,
right.
Yeah, no, it's a cool take on this, like Grand Inquisitor Magneto.
Who's watching tonight, man? We got some people poking in the eyeball thing, but nobody's playing around in the chat.
Feel free to say hi. Feel free to yell out who you would want to see in a 1602 style Marvel book, because chances are they might show up here, or at least be alluded to, or if you read these side stories, brought up more, and then being like, oh, that was it.
So then it cuts back to Doctor Strange talking with Peter, and this is where you give the background of the Templars, the backstory, and they were like the queens. Oh no, they guarded the weapon that they're transporting.
Yeah, this like.
And they were
relic.
like the best knights ever. But then who was it that like it was the church, or it was who? Two people joined forces. I don't want to read it. It was the King of France and the Pope. Okay,
Yeah.
combined forces to beat them, and they like burned them live at the stake. So, but they were able to get the treasure away, the weapon.
Poor Knights Templar.
Poor Knights Templar. So I'm sorry, it was Nick Fury and Peter, not Doctor
yeah.
Strange. And like as they're walking through the alley, telling him this, like they get attacked. What'd you think of this? I liked it.
By Vulture.
Yeah.
Vulture.
Yeah. So like one of the many vultures. It was more like the flying monkeys.
There's multiple. Yeah.
And he goes to stab him with this knife, and you find out that he was wearing leather and chainmail, which is how he like prevented the knife from. I liked that. I thought that was clever.
Yeah, like he knew that he was following him, and he like lured him into this alleyway to like spring the attack on him.
Yeah, and so then it cuts to a ship that Daredevil is on, and dude's just asking questions. That was kind of just dialogue, right?
Yeah.
And then I liked this a lot. This were things where I was like, man, this is a badass book. It's not just good, like it's badass. Angel's about to get burned live at the stake here, and like you see some people who are like, hey, should we do it? And he's like, not yet. And they go to put the fire down, and he's like, wait, it's too cold. And then like dude's like, now. And dude, Cyclops and Iceman on a rescue mission, dude. And I love that he just has a bandana, basically.
It's they mentioned it later on. It's glasses made out of rubies. They're actual like ruby glasses to like contain the lasers.
I love it, dude. Oh yeah, they are like more like glasses. You're right. You can tell there. Oh man, it's just so good.
Cyclops and Iceman spring out a fellow witch breed.
And then we just get like the background on the weapon, basically. There, like we still don't know what the weapon is.
Yeah, we just know
it's
that
getting transported by the old man.
An old man is.
And there was some what's that word? An illusion. I was gonna say delusion. I'm illusional. Exactly. I mean delusional.
Yeah, the old man is guarding the treasure.
The old man and the treasure.
Mm-hmm.
And then, so Angel was taken onto a ship.
A rescue boat, yeah.
The X-boat, if you will. Oh, I loved, too, the brand on Cyclops' chest. Yeah, so, basically, okay, wait. What was this thing, though? Did they explain this and I missed it? That it's John Grey and it's Jean Grey?
So it was a thing of, like...
Women weren't...
Yeah, kind of like... Yeah,
that's what I thought, okay.
They mentioned... Jean Grey's character is like John Grey, and they refer to her as a him. But like, even we can kind of tell like, there's like, everybody else knows, but like they just kind of refer to it,
Or do you? Well, I thought this. Do you think it's Jean Grey playing an illusion, like playing a trick on them?
No, like it seemed like it was just a thing of like, all right, well I just cut my hair. Like she looked kind of androgynous, but so like like much like in the old times, like they would just kind of like play that off as like, oh, it's just it's this guy who's helping us, like. Because if they knew that it was a woman, like she might have been treated differently, or
burn her at the stake.
Basically, so.
Wait, we just rescued you from that. She's a woman.
Ew.
That's how it was in 1602. Not here, not at Pastimes. We don't burn women at the stake, nor witch breed. You're all accepted, every one of you. That's some good publicity right there.
Yeah, that's good.
Pastimes. We accept women and witch breed and mutants.
That's it.
Aliens? Extraterrestrials?
We'll cross that bridge when we get there.
We need the Men in Black. We should read that book next. It's not a book, it's a movie. I think it was a comic.
It's a comic. Yeah, so they are heading off to Xavier's school.
Schoolhouse.
Exactly, yeah. A school where witch breed are accepted.
Yeah, and then actually that's where we opened book 2. We had to burn through this, man. There was only one book. Holy shit.
It was an 8-issue miniseries.
Yeah, it's a lot to digest. So who's showing up there but Nick Fury? I loved Beast, dude. I loved. As soon as I saw him, I was like,
man.
Yeah, oh exactly. Yeah, dude, this troll-looking dude. Yeah, so Beast like brings him in, and I loved it too. Like the dialogue here, it was really good back and forth. Like he asks him a question, and Beast gives him this super long answer, and he's like, "Oh wow, like You can say a lot, and he's like, yeah, only when I'm asked. Other than that, I don't say anything.
Yeah.
And there's something about it that I liked. Hey, what do you say? Silent as a grave.
Yeah. Otherwise, yeah, silent as the grave.
Yep.
But yeah, they're there to talk with Xavier, who in this universe
Javier.
Javier, yeah, he is still paralyzed. And since they're without like wheelchair, most of the times Beast is kind of like carrying him like through the threshold, like carrying him around to go place to place, which I like too.
I did too. I liked that. I liked the shot too of them. It's badass. Of the X-Men.
Checking out the uniforms, yeah, they got the squad there, looking good.
Looking good. Looking like a band.
Mm-hmm.
Johnny Quad shots in the. Never mind.
And the double ice.
Johnny Quad shots in the double ice espresso.
There you go.
Oh my God. We're on fire. What do you play? What's that thing? Lute? You play the lute?
I play the lute, yeah.
You play the lute so we can make the lute.
Oh yeah.
All right, so then it cuts back to England, where our Native American friend Rojas has arrived with the weapon.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, they had the weapon. No, they are the weapon.
He is the weapon. Yeah, Virginia went back to England looking to get some money, basically from the Queen, to help support the settlement that Virginia is from, because they are falling on hard times, hard winter. They don't know if they're going to survive, so they need some help from the Queen.
Dude, I love this Daredevil.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, we find out that he got his powers by going into a cave and like eating like this radioactive sludge, and he went blind from that.
Which, okay.
Yeah, like that. Like I like the exactly.
Yeah, okay.
That radioactive stuff like splashing me in the eyes as a kid, but I still like the way in which it came in, because like I don't know, if you go back a page, just that shot of him like just like eating the sludge blindly.
Oh, wait, no, what I was gonna say, what I was thinking was, I almost feel like that's a shot back, because remember the Ninja Turtles?
Yeah, that too.
Is based off of Daredevil,
Yeah, exactly.
like Frank Miller, and I was like, that's almost more like Turtles. Like, I found this ooze in this cave,
exactly, yeah.
And now I'm blind Daredevil.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then we finally get our first look at Count Otto von Doom, which was awesome. Mr. Handsome.
See right here, Natasha.
Oh yeah, Black Widow.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I did like that she was knitting this like spider web,
Yeah, exactly.
or this widow's web, I should say.
Black Widow.
Yeah. So then it's the High Castle of Latveria,
Yep.
and they're discussing what's going on with the weapon.
Exactly. Count Otto von Doom, the Handsome, he is known as.
Yeah, which I like that too. Well, whatever. Anyways.
Hope he stays handsome forever.
Yeah. So then we have so the court of King James. King James of Scotland is the dude who's in line to become king if the queen so happens to die, and so there's basically a plot to kill her.
Yeah.
That's what's happening. It's very berserk-like.
Yeah.
Very old England.
Yeah.
That's what they were doing back in old England. They're just killing queens.
Magneto is sending his messenger, Quicksilver, Petros, to speak with them about their plans. And it's like he always comments how fast of a messenger he is, because he basically is literally just like running across the world. It's like running from Spain to Scotland, across the ocean, like delivering messages. Like, you've only been gone for like 3 days. Like, what? How did you already return with a message so quickly?
It was windy, and it was windy in the sailboat.
Yeah, exactly. He's like, he like jokingly says, I ran really fast. He's like, oh,
No witchweed growing on here. Not like at Pastimes.
Exactly.
Where they accept that sort of thing.
Exactly.
I'm pretty sure Nick knows some spells.
Probably. We could goad it out of him next time.
Oh yeah. We should read something and have Nick on.
Sure.
He has good opinions on books that he reads.
I know he's read
Mortal Hulk.
Mortal Hulk. Yeah, we should
do a second one and have him on. I actually would enjoy that. We should ask him.
We might have more Pastimes members on a future stream too.
Oh, yeah, we got some other exciting thing coming. Did Alan tell you about that?
Yes.
You don't know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, we'll tease that as more information is available. But
what are we gonna tease, Mike? The artist who's coming on. Wait, I actually don't know. Is he an artist or not? We'll have to talk about that on the side, because I'm not sure if it's an artist or not.
Well, I thought you knew, Johnny. But yeah.
Well, I do. I can't. I mean, I listened to everything Alan said, but I retained probably like 95% of it, and a little bit of it's blurry.
I'm sure he'd be happy to hear that.
Well, I feel like I've been cornered.
A Magneto.
Magneto.
Grand Inquisitor in this universe.
Which I like his beard.
Yeah, he's got a sweet beard, and yeah, he's just like waiting on the shore for Quicksilver to return with a response.
Calm yourself, Petrus. Breathe deeply and slowly. And tell us how it went with King James. And then you see LeBron sitting there.
Is that who it is? The King James playbook? Yeah, and we cut back to Javier's school for gifted children, and they're talking, they're basically planning, or they're doing training, and he talks about how he wishes he had a room which could, like, have all manner of dangers that could, spring forth from the walls to help them train.
Hey, a trap! Oh my God,
Yeah.
Cyclops has been pierced through the heart.
Oh.
So, and then they've got captive the Vulture dude, and they're basically gonna extract some information out of him, the Nick Fury way.
Yeah.
And so, and then we get a little cut back to the meeting with the Queen of England and Rojas and Virginia, an Indian. We had thought them all black of hair and red of skin.
Yeah, he's talking about how Rajas looks nothing like the Native Americans that they're used to. Like,
Proof that Rojas, that the Welsh must have visited the New World long before this.
He has this long blonde hair and blue eyes.
So something funky going on with him. Yeah. So, as this is happening, they get attacked by another vulture creature, because there's just a dime a dozen here. Mm-hmm. And then Virginia ends up basically transforming into this griffin.
Yeah.
This Peter Griffin.
Peter Griffin. P-tier Griffin.
I was, dude, out of my mouth, dude. Man, that's what, dude, those first 3 seasons are freaking hilarious.
Yeah, and then that's kind of it.
No.
Wow.
It's very, after that, it's incredibly hit or miss. Yeah, and when it misses, it's just not even on the board.
Big misses.
So.
But just like big misses, that assassination attempt failed because some large white griffin swooped in and kind of saved the day.
Griffin. So then we basically get an overview of what's going on again from the vantage point of somebody who we don't know who watches. Hint, hint, hint. It's the Watcher.
And we see the surface of the moon there for some reason.
Yep. Probably because it's the Watcher.
Oh. Well, we'll have to read to find out.
Spoiler. So, we got our little meeting that was just adjourned. I love that. That was great too, when Rojas is like, come on, let's go after Virginia, let's climb. And Peter looks up and he's like, I can't climb because he's not Spider-Man yet.
Exactly.
I thought that was clever. Neil Gaiman! Neil! He's the guest.
Exactly.
Come back in 2 weeks. Neil Gaiman will be
on
here.
The stream, we could ask him why he chose that.
What if that's Nick's spell?
That he could summon Neil Gaiman.
What if he knows that spell from Harry Potter where they turn into other people and he just takes
To be fair, I feel like that would be Royce's spell.
She would.
Royce
okay, what if Royce drinks a potion with Neil Gaiman's hair, which we acquired via Sandman, and became Neil Gaiman to be on our show?
Like his hair was lodged in a copy of Sandman unintentionally?
Probably more so in the thing where the auto book. That would make more sense. Like you get the deluxe edition.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, if you buy the CD version of the Sandman audiobook,
it comes with an autograph and a lock of my hair.
You get stickers and you also get a lock of hair. Yeah.
Perfect
please,
for anyone individual.
There's a note there that says, "Please, no ritual uses."
But here at Pastimes, we accept which breed. You can do whichever you want. You can do whichever you want. Oh my gosh! Alan, I need to be in charge of the slogans around here. That's all I got.
But we've got Rojas and Doctor Strange on the roof of the building because they've kind of cornered the bird and are luring it into this circle of protection that Doctor Strange has set up.
I like how his I can't believe I'm about to use this word in a sentence. This is a big moment for me.
I'm ready for it.
I like that his spells are a lot more rudimentary than they were before.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. Is he's drawing down magic circles. He's lighting candles. Yeah, he's oh.
He's not just doing
exactly,
weird stuff. So it's cool that they
proper alchemy is happening there. Yeah.
Okay. I know he's using other words. I had a thing going on here. Whatever.
I said rudimentary. You say alchemy. It's
Just because I couldn't say it. So, and then here's where we get another big reveal, if we didn't know already. Mm-hmm. So, the Inquisitor, who we know as, Mr. Magneto, is about to get assassinated, basically.
basically, yeah.
And the dude pulls out a knife, and he's like, "That's unfortunate." And the dude's like, "Why is that unfortunate?" And he's like, "Because it's steel." And so he does his Magneto thing, where he like pulls a knife out of a dude's hand and stabs him with his own knife without even moving.
Yeah,
He's using
yeah.
Magneto powers. Man,
Magneto powers.
yeah, magnetism, I believe.
Yeah. Basically, the church has sent an assassin to him.
Yeah, because even though he's been burning them at the stake, mutants or witch breed, they're like, we kind of know you're one.
Yeah.
Probably you and Wanda and Petros, you're all witches. And they were like, "Witch, please."
Is that what they said? I don't remember that part.
Yeah, and they're like, "Come on, let's go out for a picnic and have some sandwiches." That's a good one.
I remember that, yeah.
Wait, you remember that?
That happened in the book.
Oh, on the Neil Gaiman book. Yeah. Neil Gaiman coming here live at the Pastimes Comic Corner. We may know.
Well, we'll see.
We're waiting on a reply still. We sent I called Steve Jeppy this week. No, Mike, wait. Sometimes we say things that aren't true, like the Neil Gaiman thing.
Alright, you tried to call Steve Jeppy.
No. I called Steve Jeppy's phone number. Did I not? Michael, he's not answering because he knows I'm right.
You called a phone number that was at some point would have led to Steve Jeppy.
But not just like some guy named Steve Jeppy.
The Steve Jeppy.
The Steve Jeppy. And some guy answered the phone. And I was like, "Steve?" And he was like, "You got a wrong number," and then hung up. And I was like, "Steve?
Don't play coy, Steve." Yeah, exactly.
I know you're still there. That really happened. See, this is why you should stop by the store at Pastimes. We're always doing zany stuff here while doing our jobs.
We're always playing phone pranks on people.
Calling Steve Jeppy to talk business is not a phone prank, Michael. Maybe for you it is, but for a serious comic book guy like me, a conversation with Steve Jeppy is all business. Okay? Oh, man, he's laughing hard. This is a good one. I got him because it's so stupid.
It's so bad, yeah. Just in the middle of the day, you picking up the phone and just like, "Steve?"
So wait, the actual background is I brought a box of books that I had acquired. I talked about it on the show. That I got for free because I was gonna see if there was any that the store was interested in. And on the back of is it an order form or an order?
It was
Should bring
like an early like price guide. Yeah, like it was like a But long story short, on the back of it, it had like
it was like, "Call Steve Jeppy," and
it was for Jeppy's comics.
And I was like, "All right," and I called it.
Give us a call if you want these back issues.
Yeah, and like just because it's circa 1982 doesn't mean it's not still an active number. So I called it, and it rang, which was the first sign of like, "Oh man, this is not going to work out in my favor." And it rang again, and then by the third ring, somebody had picked it up. And you already heard the rest of the story. Yeah. Spoilers.
It wasn't Steve Jeppy.
It wasn't Steve. Or it was, and he didn't want to talk to me.
Yeah.
Probably should have let him know it was me.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That would have, oh, Steve, it's Johnny.
If you read off...
Oh, sorry, I thought it was a telemarketer.
If you read the number off of our, our 25 years of service to Diamond,
he would know who's calling.
Where did I put that?
It's gone. Lost in the flood. Michael? So anyway, 1902.
You would have flashed him this.
Over the phone.
Exactly, yeah. Steve, do you hear this?
You sent it to me. Wait, is that what I think it is? Yeah, it is, Steve. The 25 years?
25
yep.
years.
Is it still in that frame?
Exactly.
Somehow.
Still falling apart? Yeah. Signed by you. Well, not signed by you.
Well, stamped by a thing with your signature. So.
Anyway.
Marvel 1902.
Dr.
Good
Strange.
book. Yeah, so basically they're turning on all the mutants, like they're, because King James is now king and he is not a fan of witch breed. He would not fit in here.
Not yet. The Queen's still alive.
Oh, she died at the last page, right? Oh, did I skip ahead? Oh, yeah, dude, that was dude that died, sorry. Queen doesn't die. This is a happy ending.
Why would a queen ever die? Queens don't die.
Why are they turning on him though? That's what I don't remember. Help me out here, Michael.
Daredevil. Yeah. So Daredevil and Black Widow are tasked with now trying to intercept the weapon. So they are traveling along the path that the old man who has the Templar weapon, and they're trying to like meet up with him at some point. So they are traveling through like the European countryside to try and meet up with him.
Okay. And then it cuts back to a little meeting with Nick Fury and the Queen. And then did you notice that like these guys are dressed like vultures? I didn't like that. It's kind of weird. We got this little fish thing going on here. Doctor Strange doing some more meditation. There's a Black Widow going on. I do like the astral projection that they did here. It's freaking cool, man. Oh, this is when he meets the Watcher, yeah? Not yet.
We'll have to see.
Passing by the Watcher.
But if you look in on that, there's definitely something there on that moon.
There's a big bald head. And then here's more of Nick Fury. This is his inquiry. That's what I was waiting for.
Mm-hmm.
So Nick Fury goes to ask the Vulture dude about what's going on. Basically tosses him a sword and he's like, let's have a fight, and then kicks the crap out of dude.
Yeah.
And he wants an answer. He wants to know who sent him. And while this is happening, Virginia's still recovering from her transformation. Nick Fury's about to kill this dude. And then he's like, who sent you? And he's like, Victor Von Doom. And then we see that the queen has been killed. Now she's dead.
Because there was some
cyanide.
There were some envoys from Latveria that came bearing gifts. These musical robots that were going to play music. And
there were 3 of them. They were wise, and
that's no frankincense that came out of there.
No, but yeah, they were dressed like the Vultures. So go figure.
Yeah, some poison gas came out, and the queen is killed.
God save the queen. I mean it, man. So then we get another little rundown of what has been going on so far. And so now that the queen has been murdered and King James is now in charge, he's the king of England and Scotland.
Yep.
He is anti-witch breed. He is basically anti-mutant. So he's about to throw some shade their way. So
he is the who is the reverend from God Loves, Man Kills? Or wait, no, the senator guy.
Not Kelly. I can't think of his name. I want to say it's not Stryker. No, that's the guy. All right.
That's my favorite Mortal Kombat character. But yes, basically just a generic anti-mutant figurehead.
And then Handsome Dan over here, Dr. Doom.
Yeah. So here we get into it. So here we get to see inside of the castle of Count Von Doom. And inside there he has somebody that is trapped in a waterfall room. There is somebody that is trapped within the earth, and he is going down there to speak with somebody. A Reed.
Reed, who is also a really good friend of Nick Fury, who he misses. Or not Stephen Strange's friend.
Yeah, but he is speaking with a Reed Richards about the weapon from the Templar. So we get to see that Fantastic Four may exist in this universe, and in fact,
they were taken from the ship Fantastic.
Exactly. Yeah. Daredevil, when he is in Bard form, he is constantly singing.
The tune was about them.
Exactly,
That's how you first hear about them.
The tale of the Fantastic Four and their voyage, and how they came back, basically changed men and women. So.
Yeah. So. He's but Reed Richards already knows about the weather, so he's basically like, oh, I don't know, you got some questions about the weather, huh? And so we still don't know what's going on. So I like that we're this deep into the book, and we're like, what the hell's going on here?
Yeah. Still, it's damn good world building and fleshing out these characters, but the mystery is still yet to be unfurled.
Yeah, and we get the background of Virginia here.
What is the settlement? It begins with an R. She definitely says it there, right? Should be at the top of that page. Her father is the leader of it. Oh no, they have to mention it. That first paragraph. Now I'm just going crazy trying to figure it out.
It just says Rojas. That's the only R word.
Okay, never mind then. But yeah,
the
settlement in America that she came from.
Why? What's it called?
Well, I go back one.
What paragraph?
Right page. Her picture. That first image is of the settlement. Did they not mention it there?
There's no name there, dude.
Oh,
Roanoke Island?
Yes, yeah, Roanoke.
Yeah.
The Roanoke settlement, yeah.
It's in the second panel.
Thank you.
Okay. Why did you ask? You just couldn't remember?
That's the actual historical
first settlement.
Yeah,
really?
That she's from. Yeah.
I like that. Very cool. So. That's where Daredevil gets turned on.
Murdock was betrayed by Black Widow. She tried to push him off a bridge and hoped that he died, but it turns out he survived, and he basically hoofed it on over to find
the old
man who was injured and in a cave and surrounded by now bots from Baron von Doom's army who have come to like collect.
Yeah, so basically, everybody is after this old man. It's one of them stories.
He's got
so,
a sweet weapon, apparently.
He's got a pretty cool weapon. I wonder who he could be. It was like lightning! Everybody was frightening!
The music was soothing.
And we all started grooving.
Yeah.
Johnny boy. So anyways, get another little rundown here with Nick Fury. Man, there is a lot of dialogue in this book.
You don't say. But it's good. It
is. It's just like, it's not Alan Moore, thank God.
I was gonna say, if you reading this versus V for Vendetta.
Dude, that sucked. The more I've thought about that, because of how much it was hyped, it was so anti-Watchmen, like how Watchmen lived up to all the hype that was told to me my whole life. I didn't like V for Vendetta, man.
Yeah.
What did we give that?
It's like 7s and 8s.
Damn, we read that a goddamn month ago? That's crazy.
Yeah, the 5th of November.
Yeah, I know. It's literally like a month.
About a month, yeah.
Insanity. So, I like that flash shot of Petros
running quickly.
Yeah.
As he is wont to do.
Oh, there's my Toad guy. There he is.
Yep, he's one of the, he is back in Rome. He's like one of the, bishops or cardinals, in Rome.
When in Rome.
He's a man on the inside.
Ooh. Man, your back ever crack on these chairs, man?
Not really. Are they doing okay, Johnny?
Yeah, but did you like the artwork?
Did I like the artwork, Johnny? What is?
Because I love it.
Okay. Because the way that you say that. Hold up, real quick.
Fantastic.
Remember that panel? Remember that?
Yeah. Oh, is that the Sistine Chapel?
No, that's the iconic that is from Fantastic Four. That's their first issue when they get their powers.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's an iconic scene. So basically, right now they're recounting the tale of the Fantastic Four and their voyage that gave them powers. I like how it's not like cosmic radiation; it's just like a aurora borealis. This time.
At this time,
etc. Yeah, we all know the meme, but yeah, I like that is the explanation for how they got their powers.
Yeah, and this is where you find out Doctor Strange reveals to Nick Fury that they're actually still alive.
Yeah, he is. They're kind of trying to figure out what to do in this world in which the Queen is dead, and they are now going to be hunted men. Because Nick Fury is still he still works for the Crown, so he will become an agent of King James.
Shield. Oh.
Almost. And yeah, where their loyalties lie.
This is where it gets badass. Yep. So, Doctor Strange goes on one of his patented drug trips here.
Yeah.
And the peyote is good in England, 1602.
Apparently.
And he goes back to that moon, man. And it's book 6, but dude, it opens with him on the moon talking to the Watcher. And I thought this was one of the best sections of the whole book,
it's
man.
Cool. I like it a lot.
I liked the art here a lot.
Yeah.
The Watcher looked kind of creepy, and I like it. His head's shaped weird.
Yeah.
More than usual. Love my hair right now, man. My head's shaped weird. It gives me more shape, dude. She understood. I love Parker.
Shaped my head. Peter Parker?
Wait, I didn't even realize that. I'm gonna call it Parker. No, wait, I didn't share this. This is a little Johnny secret. We haven't had one in a while. This is funny. Okay, so I went to a new haircut place, the same place Royce goes. I think I did mention that on the stream.
Yeah.
But the girl who cut my hair. Wait, did I talk about this? Her name?
I don't think the name.
Okay.
If it's Parker, that's the first time I've heard of it.
Okay, her name is Parker, but because she had a mask on, I was like for sure I thought she said Harper. So the whole time she cut my hair, I wasn't calling her that. I wasn't constantly Harper, but I thought her name was Harper. At the end, you paid the cashier and you could leave a tip in a little envelope, and so I went to write Harper, but then I questioned if that was even right, and I'm like, no, it wasn't Harper. It was Harley. And so I write the name Harley, and I go to hand it to the cashier girl, and just by the way she took it out of my hand, I literally the next words out of my mouth were, that's not her name, is it? And she's like, no, I was gonna change it, not tell you, but her name is Parker. And I'm like, well, I'm literally not gonna ever forget that now.
Exactly, yeah, that's been
Neither will you.
They just have to if they get a name that isn't one that exists, they just have to fight for it then.
Parker!
I told him my name is Harley, so now please give me that.
Yeah, so I'm getting my hair cut by her again in 2 weeks.
Nice. That's when did I get my haircut last? Oh no.
1, 2, 7 years ago. 4
Basically.
When did you get your haircut last?
I think I trimmed it myself at the beginning of quarantine. Because I was like, well, even if it doesn't turn out good, which it was okay. I'm like, at least nobody will see it because at that point, like the store was closed and it was just like me and one other person coming in. So I'm like, I could handle the razzing by one person. So, and that was like what?
And then Mike
7
quit
months
because
ago?
the razzing was too much.
Too much. Much too
Who
much.
was that one other person, Mike?
We'll have to find out. They might show up on a future stream.
Wait, was it Zach?
Maybe.
I love Zach. Zach, if you're watching, I love you.
Zach, if you're watching.
Eva, if you're watching, I love Zach.
Zach, if you're watching, reread Transmetropolitan. We might be talking about that later.
So, basically, here on the moon, the Watcher gives the rundown of what's really going on.
We get an info dump here.
And so basically what happened was Steve Rogers was sent back in time in a temporal displacement, basically, and it caused like a rift in 1602, and because of this rift, it's basically saying like heroes are inevitable, and if the world needs them, they will arrive, and so like all the heroes begin to form, and this is where we get like, you know, everybody that we're seeing, and it's like they actually exist in a different universe in the future as these people, but this temporal displacement is what threw everything for a loop.
But if it's not corrected, it could eventually destroy the world, but not just our world, all worlds.
Oh, but you know, I'm sorry. He was not. He didn't say who Steve Rogers was yet. He was just calling him the Forerunner. And so there's also some like, what's that troping that they do? Where like you think it might be Virginia.
Yes, yeah.
Because you're like, oh, like it. Wait, why do they think it's her?
I mean, there's a lot of like mystery around her.
Okay, because of her background and she
that,
transforms and stuff. Okay.
Like I said, like the Forerunner, there's somebody who kind of doesn't belong in this universe.
She doesn't have an Instagram. A lot of
Exactly.
weird shit. Back in 1602. So we're back aboard the X-boat, the X-ship, flying through the...
Yep, being elevated by Jean Grey and Xavier, like telepathically, like lifting it up off the ground. Oh, and real quick, 3 weeks ago when we read Immortal Hulk, I said that there was a scene from issue 2 when the radioactive father was like buried in the mountain, and I'm like, oh, this reminds me of a scene in Marvel 1602.
Oh, it was this.
It was literally this.
That makes sense. Okay, yeah. So the Thing basically breaks out of his captivity.
Yeah, so he was
the one in the earth.
In the mountain, in like a crack just like barely big enough to hold him. But he says, you know, like the whatever like year or years that they've been held captive, like he has been like throwing his shoulders into the sides of his like little space, and in doing so he's created like a larger and larger fracture. So he feels that might be his way out of here. So
it's not a bad plan.
Also, what's up, Skylar?
Hi! Welcome to Starbucks, man. What would you like handcrafted for you today?
Your only choice today, unfortunately, is Marvel 1602.
Gotcha!
What's up?
Hey!
The gang's all here. They're all here to find out about Marvel 1602 and what happened to the Fantastic Four. Turns out they're being held captive by Baron Otto von Doom, the Handsome.
And so we've got, and then it cuts to the old man and Daredevil's in captivity at the same castle.
Yep, everybody's getting held captive, and that is why the X-Men are coming on over to try and break everybody out.
And then we get a badass battle scene where all of the Vulture dudes, look at this, man, they're just like the flying monkeys from freaking Wizard of Oz, dude. They attack the ship, and we get a couple pages of cool battle. I really liked it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh man.
This fun scene we see Susan Storm.
And yeah.
Being held captive in like a beam of light.
In his bedroom.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. And the Thing, geez, I couldn't think of his name. He just keeps like knocking himself looser and looser, and this allows for Daredevil to escape with the old man.
Mm-hmm.
He uses chains, which are really cool because they were, he can do stuff with things like that. How y'all doing today? Good.
Yeah, we're doing good.
How do you like my hair? No, but tell me how you think about my hair. before you leave. You like it? It's different. It's spikier. It's cooler. I'm gonna
Either
dye
way,
it.
thanks for swinging on by, Genji, but yeah.
Swinging on by like Daredevil on chains in
Or
1602.
like
Spider.
Peter Parkour.
Or like my hair cutter Parker. I should give
Or
her something
my
Spider-Man
Harley
for
Parker.
Christmas. Harley Parker. Yeah, I'll give her a picture of Harley Quinn in a Spider-Man outfit, and she'll be like, "Thanks," and I'll be like, "That's your tip. See you in 2 weeks." That'd be awesome. No, I wouldn't do that to her. She's very nice. Looks good. Thank you. I appreciate you saying that. Can you sell my comic book?
Sakurai. How did you hear us? How did you were you hiding here the whole time?
Yeah, were you? We were literally just talking about you moments ago, dude. And did you wait? I literally confessed my love to you live on stream.
All right, see you, Genji. Thanks for coming on up, man.
Bye, Genji. And then I called your wife out and was like, "Hey, I love your husband." Like that happened, and now you're here. That's amazing. Zachary.
And we'll sell it. Are you? Did you read it, Zach? Are we reading it this week for next week?
Wait, is it one you wrote? You want us to sell a book you wrote?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, did you write it? Genji is loving it, man. It's so good.
It's because Zach just appeared out of
Exactly. Yeah. Now
nowhere.
we're yelling at Zach, who just appeared.
thin sexy.
Oh, you can't see it. Scholar, so yeah, we've got.
Oh,
Zach
there's
in
different chat. Yeah, the chat window we have open. It connects all of it, like Facebook, Instagram.
Yeah. So like we have the here. Can I do this? Hold on 1 second.
Can you?
I can.
And our boy, basically, the main man in my life, Zach.
So
he appeared, and it's amazing.
We've got the old chat layout like that we had like this one, where you can see the chat. Okay, good.
I don't yell at you, man. I'm just saying, you're safe here with us at Pastimes. Located at entrance 8 of Golf Mill Mall at the intersection of Golf and Greenwood in Niles, Illinois. That's Pastimes Comics and Games, located at entrance 8 of Golf Mill Mall at the intersection of Greenwood and Golf in Niles, Illinois.
We sell comics from Zach, too.
Yeah, we sell Zach's comics.
Not just
we don't yell at Zach.
Well.
Comic book. That's a Royce statement. That's what she says to me every Wednesday. I walk in and she's like, "Comic book?" And I'm like, "All right, this is our Wednesday thing. I love it. You want to get coffee? Let's go."
And then we do.
I usually, yeah, I'll make that. Cup of Joe.
All right, see you, Genji. Winky face as well. Wink.
Yeah.
Oh wait, I was off camera. Wink.
Come back soon. So we're getting some more battle here. Fantastic Four get freed. You know, I thought Reed kind of looked like a little bit like Namor there, which is right in that shot.
What does that mean? Zach, are you okay? You're speaking in like cryptic language. Mikey yells.
Yeah.
Oh, I think he's saying that I yell at Zach. Which is true.
Yeah, well, you know, why don't you cut that out?
Well.
Wait, what are y'all know about? Like, yo, let's order food! That's a cool yell.
That is a cool yell.
Yeah, you don't talk like that, though.
No.
Who's our guy? Raidami?
Yeah, Raidami.
He's from New York?
Yeah.
Where you at, Raidami?
Where you at, Raidami? Do we just have to keep, like, yelling people's name when they show up in chat? Apparently that works for Zach, so.
Well, yeah, you go to the mirror, say Zach's name 3 times, and he appears in the chat. Yeah, so Fantastic Four free. Oh, and it was the Human Torch who was held under the waterfall, which is pretty creative.
Yeah, he had to be in like a high moisture area to keep him from like combusting. So
should just put him on the floor at Pastimes a couple weeks back. That was so bummer when we got flooded.
Yeah, exactly. That's not even funny, Johnny. That's
I wasn't trying to be funny. It was a bummer, dude. Books that made me sad, dude.
Yeah, let it all out, Zach. It's just you, me, and Johnny anyway. So let it out. Oh wait, yeah. So also, the problem is, I didn't update this one because it says Immortal Hulk.
Holy cow, Michael!
Well,
I've been reviewing 1602 this whole time. I like group therapy. We should also have a mukbang.
Yes, Skylar. Usually, if it's worth more than $1, that's kind of like where we're looking at these days. It depends on the game. But yeah, I'd say keep looking for those expensive cards. John, you tell me about why are we looking at Thor here? Will I update the title on this version?
Well, turns out that weapon was basically Mjolnir. Mjolnir. Basically, the weapon was Mjolnir the whole time. So the Fantastic Four are about to, attack Handsome Man Doom, and he's like
early Hulk or early Thor. Remember he when he was in his human form, he was Wasn't he like pretending to be a blind dude with a staff with a
Dude,
cane?
do you know I just found out that was a thing a few weeks
Yeah,
ago?
I think
Because
that's what this is in reference to. Like he's like this old,
Yeah.
like decrepit man, and like when he like throws down the staff, then he transforms into Thor.
Yeah.
But like he's still just an old dude, but like his consciousness is like melded with Thor, and
Right.
that kind of creates problems because he's kind of doesn't want to be the old dude anymore. He's like, why don't I just stay and be this like you know.
Hey, if I could be Chris Hemsworth, I would be
Exactly,
too.
yeah.
You
Basically,
know?
that's it. He's like he's filled with vitality. Like he thinks like as
See that
quickly
picture of
and-
him working
and
out that was posted on the internet this weekend?
Johnny, which one?
Dude, he's scary jacked right now. He's gonna be freaking huge for that Thor Love and
That he
Thunder.
is, yeah.
But yeah, so basically when it does that, it turns the old dude into Thor, and so he appears. But when Doom did this, the lightning like it exploded and it messed his face up, which is why he eventually wears a mask. So like in the original comics, his face is all scarred, so that's how it happens here. So that frees Thor, and that brings us to book 7 of 8. That's basically it, right? Oh, they've got Petro and Magneto captive now.
Mm-hmm.
And
How about with Thor, indeed, Zach? And yeah, Skylar. If you want to shoot me an email when you have all things said and done, like we would have to see the cards. Honestly, is what it comes down to. Like that's why we don't really take estimates over the phone because it all kind of comes down to condition and what the cards are. But yeah, sorry. Is Thor okay?
Thor is fine. It's Magneto who's screwed here.
Uh-oh.
Because Magneto... Dude, I couldn't believe they did this. I liked it. They burned his beard off, like, which I thought was pretty, like, vile and wicked. So he's going to be burned at the stake. They burn his beard off, and then they bring him his helmet.
Yep.
And that was pretty stupid.
Although they didn't know, why. He said, like, like, go to my, like, my study and, like, get this box that is, like, under my desk and, bring it here as, like, my last, like, will and my last wishes.
Although, aren't the chains made out of metal? Do they cover that? And I missed
I
it.
think he just wanted his helmet too.
Or are they rope? Or are we thinking they're rope?
I think they're rope, yeah.
Is that the solution? Looks like chains. We'll say they're rope because he's not rope Nito.
Yep.
So they bring him his helmet, and boom, that allows him to be free. Although no, he breaks their stuff off. It's chains like that. He's just got his helmet now.
I'm gonna swap back over so we can see more of it. But yeah.
Yeah.
So that's some sweet art there.
Yeah, I do like that panel a lot. It's very Christ-like. Magneto basically is my Jesus. Do you have a moment to hear about our Lord and Savior Magneto? Yeah. He was right.
To be
so
fair, he was right.
Magneto was right. So brings us to a nice little battle scene there. Magneto and his kids get free. Then we cut back to them talking on the ship and basically trying to figure out what Thor is. And
yeah, this is where we go over like, oh, the staff is the weapon. Well, Thor also is like the weapon, because the Templars, they kept Thor a secret because the religious, Knights Templar, if they expose to the world that other gods exist and actually like are physically part of this world, that might be a conflict of interest to the entirety of like Christendom. Of like, how can we still be warriors of Christ if, hey, there's also this walking, talking, literal Norse god? So that's why they kept him a secret.
Makes sense. So, and then we do get our little reveal there that like Jean Grey is a chick,
yeah,
and not John Grey. So that's going on, and then we find, oh, this is where it gets intense, dude.
Yeah.
So
is he okay?
Doctor Strange got beheaded,
Yeah.
and it's pretty gruesome. So he did get caught up by James, but what we found out from the Watcher was he wasn't able to tell them the story of what had happened while alive.
Yeah, he's like, as long as you're alive, you cannot tell anybody anything that I told you right now about what is causing all this.
Right. So, but then he dies, and because he's Doctor Strange, he's able to like talk from beyond the grave,
Hell
like
yeah.
with his like astral projection,
Yeah, like,
basically.
Clea went to where his like head is being held and like kind of
can communicate
bust
with
him
it.
out, and yeah, like
Or she's insane.
also a possibility.
Also, wait, what was
could be
what was Harvey Dent's wife's name in Long Halloween?
Oh crap! It's
want to say
with an R,
Gala.
right?
No.
Shoot. Harley?
Harper.
Harper.
Harper Dent. That's what it
I
was.
believe in Harper Dent.
Nice. So, so basically that's what's happening, and we get some Phoenix action going on here.
So,
Killer.
Jean Grey died.
Killer.
Killed her.
Killed her.
Killed her.
Yeah, because
Remember the Dark Phoenix saga?
Did anybody else actually watch that movie? It was really bad. Like, I bought it like, it's X-Men! I want to own it! I bought it on Blu-ray, watched it, and was like, literally, nothing will convince me to watch that ever again. I'm not even going to sell it, because I'm like, I'm not going to do that to some other poor soul. Maybe next time someone wrongs me. Next time someone's a jerk to me, as a gift, I'm going to give them Dark Phoenix on Blu-ray and be like, there you go. And they're going to be like, oh, wow.
Yeah, man,
I really must have pissed John off.
I really shouldn't have said the thing that I said.
Yeah, that's all it's good for. It was so bad, dude. And I love X-Men, dude. I love it. That's an X-Men tattoo. I'm not just pointing to my forearm.
I love these guns, baby.
So, buy it all, baby. So, Phoenix dies. Like a phoenix rises from the ashes.
Yeah.
So, basically we're getting our talks done, just getting our talking, more talk.
More talking.
This, I love. Magneto's outfit is like a Friar Tuck outfit, but it's like Magneto colors.
Purple, yeah, exactly. Classic.
That did it for me. Classic Magneto. Classic 1602 Magneto. So, then we get to... Yeah.
Steve Rogers can talk.
Yeah. Nobody asked me any questions. You could talk. So, yeah. It turns out that this guy, the Rojas, can talk. And we're about to get some background on him, which I've already spoiled.
Boy, does he talk. Yeah, exactly.
Turns out he is, in fact, Steve Rogers from our universe. And at one point in, like, the 616 universe, when heroes got older, they basically got outlawed, and Captain America was to be killed. They tricked him, though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, what did they tell him they were doing?
Well, it was basically like that. He was like, just like a tool for the state. And then when he found out what was actually going on, he was sent back in time because he wanted to like go to America like back before all this happened and try and like make America great again, but for real. You wanted to keep America from like.
You basically just used up your swear for the night. I hope you know that. Okay. After stream, we're gonna have a little talk.
Am I wrong? He wants to.
Yeah. That's what he wants to do. So he ended up getting shot back in time all the way to 1602. Well, actually, before that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and he ends up going. He's in America, so he's like ends up linking up with a Native American tribe. Which once I put that together, I was like, I like that a lot, actually.
Yeah, and he tries to integrate into their society and just live off the land. And then when Virginia Dare's settlement, like the Europeans arrive, like he is there to try and like help them survive because they don't know what they're doing. They don't have enough food or rations or supplies, and he like helps them through it. So.
Yeah, and basically they're trying to figure out a plan with everybody involved to fix this conundrum. Yeah. Basically, like, because what it's going to come down to is in order to stop all the weather temporal displacement stuff and like to save their universe, they're going to have to send Steve Rogers back in time. Yeah. Basically is what it comes down to.
But so they know the who and the what they have to do, but they don't know how they have to do it.
Enter head of Doctor Strange.
Enter pickled head of Doctor Strange.
Yeah, so I couldn't believe they went here with this. This is awesome. So they, Doctor Strange's wife ends up showing up to the Xavier. Well, are they at Xavier's place? No, they're just in a meeting with the Doctor Strange head that can still like communicate with them, and basically explains that they're going to have to use Thor's lightning, and
so yeah, he explains like there was like some temporal rift that they have to go to, and now that they have Reed Richards with him, he like explains the different galvanic and other forces that he has to use to kind of recreate what caused it.
And he uses his science power.
Exactly. Yeah, yeah. It's just a lot of sciencing happening in those like 2 pages right there, in which he is explaining what his plan is to kind of reopen this rift.
And then Peter Parker and Bruce Banner were gonna attack Nick Fury, and he's like, "Nah, don't do that. I killed
Please,
all your
please
other
don't,
crew
yeah.
members." Yeah. We get. I thought this was cool. Daredevil sneaks up on King James and is basically like, "Yeah, if you ever try to attack me or Nick Fury, like, it's gonna be a problem." Or Ireland.
Yeah, yeah.
He throws that in there too. Yeah, neither me, Nick, or the entire country of Ireland
Which
are to be
I
fucked
believe
with by you.
actual historical King James tried to.
Really?
Yeah, I think that's what it's in reference to.
That's nice. Okay, I like that they're doing that. So, and they also need Magneto's magnetism basically to make this happen.
Yeah, exactly. So they're trying to bring
Recreate
all
it.
the forces together to try and reopen this, and in doing so, they need Thor. But the problem is, Old Man doesn't want to because, like we said, he's at odds with his faith because again, like how can this man of Christ deal with the fact that like he is he's in like embodying like sharing a mind with another god, and he doesn't want to do that because he worries like he doesn't want to turn back next time he does it, but like they convince him to transform one last time to try and help us all out.
All of us here in 1602 want to thank you, Thor, God of Thunder,
thank you,
for
Old
saving
Man.
our timeline and our universe. We'll see you next week.
Hubba Thor.
Hubba hubba Thor. Gabba gabba, we accept you. So basically, Nick Fury goes to confront Captain America, and because he's Steve Rogers from our time, and he had a rapport with the Nick Fury from 616, he trusts Nick Fury, but then Nick Fury knocks his ass out with a rock.
Yeah, it's like, sucker, you were
Knocked him
wrong
out
to
with a
trust me.
rock.
And there's Virginia Dare's dog.
And so, basically, who is it that walks him through?
Nick Fury. Nick Fury is
Yeah.
carrying
Okay.
Captain America through to kind of like bring him through, but you know that means Nick Fury will also go forward in time, so that could cause problems. I hope it doesn't, Johnny.
Maybe they'll write a sequel. So, gets him back in, and then wait, why did they kill the dog? Though I don't get that.
Why did they kill the dog?
Why did they?
They didn't like kill it. I mean, they didn't like. So in the actual story of Virginia Dare, yeah, she is like hunted because she transforms into a white deer and is accidentally killed by hunters. Or I forget if it was Native Americans, but either way, like she's killed as a deer, and that ends like that's the end of the innocence and metaphors, and there's a lot going on with Virginia Dare.
And then we get the Watchers talking, and basically they're like, "Yeah, that universe can stay."
Well, they're kind of reprimanding. What's his name again? It begins with the U. Who? The actual famous
Uatu?
Uatu, yeah. They're reprimanding him, but also like kind of slyly congratulating him. It's like, hey man, as Watchers, we're not supposed to interfere with the universe. But hey, we get that if you didn't do that, all universes would have been dead, not just this one. So like,
Good on you.
exactly, yeah. We're about like we're as proud of you as we are disappointed in you. Basically, he says.
Tomato, potato.
Exactly.
And then we get some.
We get kind of the epilogue, the
Yeah.
aftermath of what happened there.
And Bruce Banner does turn into Hulk, and we see.
Because that was a nuclear reaction that happened, like
Right.
in the wake of all those forces like opening up the rift.
Magnetism, Norse mythology, lightning, and some science
Creates a nuke.
to make the Hulk. So if you ever want some gamma radiation,
And if you want to find out what happens to the Hulk, read 1602 New World. The Hulk fights a dinosaur?
smashes.
Virginia Dare is still alive?
Do you think
And-
Hulk and She-Hulk smash?
And Virginia Dare turns into a white Tyrannosaurus, and they get into a fight, and it's a weird book, man.
Was it good? Wait, did you read all of them? You read all three?
Yes.
Which
It was
Spider-Man, Hulk.
yeah. So the chronologically it is New Worlds, which takes place like immediately after all this.
Okay.
Because they are like trying to hunt down Banner as the Hulk.
Okay.
And then so in that one, like it's such like a smaller. God, the more that I think about it, J. Jonah Jameson is in that town, and he runs a printing press.
I like that.
And Peter Parker works. But like that's the thing is like in that one, I feel like the take is a lot more literal of just like one to one of, all right, what if this character plus like old timey, and that's kind of it. Like I feel like obviously in the Neil Gaiman book, they expand upon it or they lean into it in a different way. Like in this one, we kind of glossed over it. Like Peter Parker at the end of that gets bit by a radioactive spider, and that's kind of like all that we're left with. Like they just allude to it like lightly. Otherwise, it's just like he is just the ward of Nick Fury, who just
Burt Ward.
Exactly, who just happens to have the name Peter Pakua. Um, but yeah, in New World, yeah, like he is running the printing press. He has like the strength of more men because like again he got bit by the spider. He doesn't have the webs yet. That is in 1602 Spider-Man where he gets the web powers where he's actually shooting out of his arms. But that the New Worlds is more about his relationship with Virginia Dare, and they start sexualizing Virginia Dare in that book in such a weird way because like she's like 15, 14 or 15 in this book, and it's like a year later over. It was weird. I point being, I don't like the way that they went with it with the writing and then stuff like that. I'm like, this is getting like.
So this was the cream of the crop.
Yes. The Fantastic Four one is actually about what is it? The Frightful Four. I don't know if you're familiar with them in comics. It's like they're the counterparts to the Fantastic Four. So like it's Medusa, the Wizard,
as I thought,
Trapmaster, and Sandman.
Okay.
It was neat, but again, like very slight. It involves Shakespeare. Like they bring him into that. Like he is a main character. It was, I don't know. It gets a little silly and weird, and the writing isn't as good as obviously Neil Gaiman's one. So they were all right. I wouldn't really recommend them. Like I don't think there's a collected edition that has all of them. So you would have to like go out and seek them otherwise, and it might be worth just passing
skipping them.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
But yeah, it's all in all a solid story that like we said, it does more than just makes a what if storyline of this. It like
More than meets the eye.
very much. Oh, Iron Man is also in New Worlds. He is Lord Iron from Spain. It's steampunk Iron Man. That's literally it. He has thunder cells that power his Iron Man suit. It's weird.
Okay. My stakes try to explain it.
Raidami, how did you know?
Wow.
Right.
That's really amazing.
Raidami, we called upon you earlier in the stream and you have appeared.
That's two.
Like a beautiful.
We called on two people tonight, and maybe we know the spells.
Walks in at the end, just
Which
like
breed?
that.
Live every Thursday at Pastimes, Comics and Games.
Raidami, thanks for coming on out. We love you, man. Hope you've been doing well. Hope you had a good Thanksgiving. I don't think I've seen you since then, so happy Thanksgiving, Raidami, to you and your absentee father.
Why not? All right, what are we reading next week?
Johnny, you tell me. I feel like I picked these last couple ones. Or again, if anybody in the chat has any suggestions, we are definitely open. Normally we leave it up to Johnny and I decide, and or whoever in the chat, if they have any suggestions, either books that you've read, books that you want to read. Like Immortal Hulk, we just went off of Charlie in the chat said like he hasn't read a Hulk book, and we just we spat ball around for a second, and then we decided Immortal Hulk, and it turned out that was a damn good choice. So if anybody has any choices, we are open to that. Otherwise, I feel like, in fairness, I should I might just leave it up to Johnny to suggest if he has any preferences, because I chose 1602 literally just because one scene in Immortal Hulk reminded me of the Thing being trapped in a mountain. So
What have we gotten in this week that I pushed for?
I like new stuff.
We got a lot of new stuff for the store. What if we read? Okay, I'm gonna go off the rails here. I'm gonna suggest something that is so not Johnny Boy, so not me, that I will go on record saying I hate this character more than I hate any other character in comics. Hate this character. I'm willing to read a story about him because I really haven't read any. Do you know?
Before you say that, real quick, Skylar says I want to see you guys do the Walking Dead graphic novel. We did hardcover 1, which was.
Oh, I would do a second one. I like it a lot.
1 through
12.
1 through 12. Yeah.
Yeah.
Each graphic novel.
I would do the second 12.
6, and each hardcover contains 2 graphic novels.
13 through 24.
So yeah,
We should wait 5 months and just do the colored version.
That's true. Yeah,
It'll be out. It's coming out quick. No, we could. If you want us to do that, I may. Maybe not this week. No, we can do it this week. I don't give a shit. If you want us to, if you're gonna watch next week, we'll do it this week. That's the trade-off. If you're gonna tune in at 8 next week, we'll do Walking Dead 2.
That would be cool. Yeah.
I would do it. It's one of the.
Sorry, there's a character that you hate though. Is that where you're leaning?
Yeah. Do you know who? Who would I?
Superb Man.
That would be the one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to read Red Sun.
Red Sun. Okay. Yeah. Speaking of an Elseworld style story.
Yeah.
As this one is basically a Marvel What If, DC Red Sun, Superman Red Sun is DC's like Elseworlds version. The shorthand elevator pitch of it is, what if when Superman landed on Earth, he didn't land in America, he landed in Soviet Russia? And
let's see what happens. I think we have at least one copy of it. Let me check.
Yeah, feel free to go run and grab one. Yeah, we'll definitely
we'll agree to do Walking Dead for next week, and then we know that the week after we're doing Superman Red Sun. How about that? Is that fair? I think that's fair. Skyler suggested. I'll take his suggestion before mine.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, you're guys' call. I mean, I'm down for either one.
If he'll join if you want to watch Walking Dead, you want to watch us do Walking Dead.
Watch Walking Dead, yeah.
If you want to watch Walking Dead, don't. You tune in and watch us instead.
Exactly, yeah. So
The Walking Dead.
You want to grab, you may as well grab both just so we can show them off. But hardcover 2 of Walking Dead and Superman Red Sun should be actually like right above that because WNS.
Yes, it should.
Nearby.
WNS. Wayland Smithers.
Or MS. Maggie Simpson. Spoilers for the murder mystery episode of Simpsons from like 2 decades ago. My apologies. But yeah, as Johnny goes to grab that, we have been updating our trade paperback section quite a bit. Johnny's been tidying up the shelves. We've added a couple sections. One, Johnny and Mike's suggestions, which are basically like, here's like some flavorful stuff that like Johnny likes. Here's some things that I like. We've also added, we have a section in there that is like chronologically all of the book club books that are still in stock, at least that we've been reading so far.
All right, so we got Walking Dead Volume 2, continuing story of survival horror. Yeah, man, these books are great. 35 Bones. Every time we look at them, I'm like, those would look great on my shelf at home, all 16 of them.
Well, if only I had some bookends for all of them. Also, what's up, Baby Yoda?
Hey. So we got...
Skylar, we don't have to email you. We will be talking about it literally next Thursday. So make a calendar notification. Reminder, we do all of our book club book streams on Thursdays.
Ooh, this one was printed in Canada.
8 p.m. Central Time every Thursday. So next Thursday, by then we will have read Book 2 of The Walking Dead, which is issues 13 through 24. And the following week, spoilers.
I didn't see it.
But yeah, this was...
Following week, we're reading Superman Red Sun.
This was Johnny's suggestion. It's a short one if you want to like flip to this.
Yeah, and it's Mark Millar who wrote Old Man Logan, which is pretty damn good, dude. Oh, we should read... Oh!
Sorry, Zach, we're not reading Transmetropolitan for another like 2 years now.
Because we should read Old Man Logan. That I'm willing to read again, even though I'm like anti-reading X-Men until I start from the beginning. I would read Old Man Logan again. I bought that from Eric here when I was just a customer.
Yeah. Good man. Eric, wherever you are, we love you.
Live long and prosper. So
as per Skylar from the chat's request, we will continue our walk through
the Dead. The walk through the Dead.
With issues 13 through 24. So feel free to follow along at home, however you have it. We have the trade paperbacks. That would be trade paperback 3 and 4. We do also have the hardcovers. So if you do not have it and want to follow along with us, shoot us an email.
And we do have a full set if you were actually interested as a bundle deal. But if you bought a couple of them at a time, I would do something, but like if you buy them all at once, we'll give you a really good deal.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so like we try to pick books that we have in stock. So one, you guys can follow along at home, and two, we usually give discounts to like 10 to 25% off on the graphic novels and trade paperbacks, hardcovers that are the book of the week.
Because I was able to we can promote our eBay store a little. I've been pushing our eBay store a lot lately, and so this is cool. This is where eBay does get a win, like a total win. And I even talked to Alan about this, and he agreed with me on this. Because of the shipping program eBay has, it's a lot easier for us to get stuff out to people outside of the U.S.
Yes.
And if you don't know this, I think we've talked about it, it is genuinely harder for people outside of the U.S. to get some of these collected editions that we get here so easily. And so a guy in Chile was super interested in the entire collection of Berserk and Hellsing and Death Note, which we had all of them. So I put a lot together, and we gave him, happy to do it, hell of a good deal on it. Like, he got a good deal. So, but he bought 9 books, I mean, at one time. So, if you're doing something like that, we can do more. But it was cool because he's not some guy who's just going to go flip it because he got a good deal on it. Like, this guy clearly wanted these books. He clearly wanted the set. So I feel really good about that.
It might be something that's just hard to get,
yeah, it is.
US. Yeah,
So, and I even sold them on, like, when the next ones come out, when we get, 3 or 4 together, we'll bundle them and send them to you again. Yeah. We'll do another deal.
Yeah, so, I mean, like, that's the thing is, if there are books that we're talking about or anything that you guys are interested in, always feel free to message us, comics@pastimes.net. We've had it before. Like, a lot of our streams will have people who, like on our Tuesday streams, like especially when we're doing the previews, reviews, like we've had people who are like, hey, that looks cool, set one aside for me, and we do that. Like same with this is, for example, again, Walking Dead issues 13 through 24. If you're looking for graphic novels 3 and 4, which collect that, or hardcover 2 that collects that, let us know.
Wait, that was funny. We didn't talk about yet. Yesterday, that kid that came in, whatever. He was looking for The Last Ronin.
Yes.
And we explained to him why, like, you can't, like, why you can't get it because you didn't pre-order it. And so we very politely, I pull out preview mags, which we usually charge for subscribers. And I'm like, here, man, like, you clearly don't know anything about the previews. I didn't say that, but I was like, here, man.
Yeah, no, you gave him the rundown.
Yeah, I was like, this has everything coming out in 4 months, and, like, that way you get it, you're guaranteed. Like, I'm like, I order my stuff 4 months ahead of time.
Exactly.
We do a stream so that everybody gets an opportunity. And so you want us to put you down? And he was like, no. I was like,
yeah, like it was.
He was so uninterested, and I'm like,
unfortunately, the reality of some people don't really care about that and don't want to do, like, honestly, like, that's the right way to do it. Is the
we don't charge you anything until you pay, like, you don't get charged extra.
Not even that.
You get a discount.
Not even that, but it's the thing of, like, people just, like, care about the zeitgeist and, like, oh, I'm hearing about, like, issue 1 is coming out, but, like, that's the thing is, like, in that book, it's like, hey, this one is talking about, like, issue 3 of, like, Last Ronin, and, like,
right.
Start now, like, get in on it now. And it's just like some people just kind of like shrug or don't care. And
but then he's gonna come in here for issue 2 or go somewhere else, and they're gonna be sold out. And he's gonna be like, well, why? And it's like, well, because you didn't tell the store to order an extra one for you.
Daredevil 25 was the hot book this week. We had extras for the shelf because like honestly, it's not really a series that like a lot of people subscribe to.
Right.
Anecdotally, that's our store, our customers. But like, I knew that there was gonna be 25th issue. Like I've heard scuttlebutt. Like I didn't know the exact big happening that was happening, but like on like forums and stuff like that, I heard some of the scuttlebutt, so we increased our orders for it. But it's a thing of people then saw the articles that came out that kind of spoiled why it was going to be a hot issue, and then like like everybody's scrambling that morning of when there were people who had like put their orders in, like subscribers who were on it since issue 1, people who like knew that this one was going to be one that like mentioned like weeks ago, and then like at that point it's not just scrambling for what's left on the shelves, like the morning of, it's getting that advance notice and locking in your order.
The entire time I've worked here, nobody has called in about a Daredevil book. We got multiple calls about it, and by Wednesday night when I got here at like 4, we were sold out of it.
Yeah.
And you're right, we had extras, like not a lot, but not just 1 or 2.
Yeah.
And I just don't get it.
And then it becomes first come.
I didn't. You know what's crazy? I didn't even know that it was gonna be like some super hot issue, and I was just looking at not through it. I just looked at the cover and I was like, man, I should have started this series. I'm like, maybe I'll pick this up and start to backtrack. And then I was like, nah. And then it like sold out, and I was like, well, I'm not gonna go scouring for that.
I'm not gonna pay the $100 on eBay for it.
Wait, is that what it's going for? Are you
give
serious?
it a week.
Wait, are you serious?
It's crazy stuff like that. Like I like this thing. It's like check it now. Like that's where I saw like the high watermark at. By the way, Batman Grant Morrison omnibus. But and now like they've already announced second printings of that issue. So like again, like if you're interested in second printings of that, like let let us know ahead of time, so then it's not the morning of those ones coming out, and then like they're all sold out or there weren't that many ordered because there wasn't that much interest. So like, yeah,
Oh my god.
that is the benefit of Previews Magazine and just kind of getting ahead of things and not just waiting for the articles to be written. So
You weren't kidding. Well, it's not that much, but
yeah, but I mean, again, like that's the thing is a lot of this stuff is like you mentioned there too, and so did I. Like there weren't that many people on the Daredevil book. It wasn't until there was mention of first appearances and new character stuff that like people then jump on it. But like, not to be cynical against the speculation stuff, but also I'm cynical against speculation stuff. It's like, do you think this book will still be that expensive in a year, Johnny? Or
same with okay.
give
I'm
it
gonna
2
look.
months, like a month, like
I think that Venom 25 was crazy. I'm gonna look that up and see if it's still. I think you can get it for cheap, right?
sure. Venom 25. Yeah. Venom 25 was one. I mean, a handful of Venom.
Then Batman 92 or whatever didn't.
Yeah, like first or
Stay
no, that was
hot.
either no, that was Origin of Punchline, right? I know Thor had some early ones too. It was like what 5 or 6. Um, but yeah, I mean like at some point, Johnny, how much of it is speculators selling to speculators? You know what I mean? Like of
Yeah.
people just kind of like flipping it around, and the that flash in the pan kind of mentality. And I'm not all for that. Like I just want to read a good book, man. Like I know that it's a collectible uh, market, and it does come down to first appearances and
That's
kind
one
of
of the
like
collected editions.
that very quick like hey, there's a new character here, or like trying to get in on the ground floor, but like that floor could sometimes fall out. So like I am not really one who will be about like the speculating and flipping stuff. I mean, I know there's people who like like
You can
they
get it
stake
for
their
10
lives on that,
bucks.
and like hey, all more power to you. But like that is a side of comics that I'm not too big on. I'm here to like read about it and talk about them with Johnny and like friends and people like that because I like the stories, like the art. So
I've never been a fan. Man, this is all Tuesday talk. I don't care.
I was gonna say,
Yeah, I've
it's
never
your
been a
call.
fan of buying something for my personal collection just because it's supposed to be cool.
Yeah.
Like, I think I've talked about this. I am just the biggest Wolverine fan. I have zero desire to own a Hulk 181. I don't think the cover's cool. I don't like the way Wolverine looks in it, and I'm not embarrassed to say that. It's like, why would I ever spend $1,200 on something that I don't think looks cool because
Yeah.
somebody else said it should be worth that much? Like, that's not the way to look at it. And I've said this before for sure. I have $4 books framed all over my apartment. Like, just because something's cheap doesn't mean it doesn't look cool. So, I mean, yeah, getting shit just because it's expensive is kind of stupid.
Yeah, I mean, without turning this into an argument then about like variance and ratio variance, it's the same thing of like sometimes like I'll just buy like I'm not gonna be one to like try and buy like the 1 in 500 ratio variant because it's expensive. I'm like, does the art look cool? Like that's like like I'll buy the $4 variant instead of the $400 one, just because I think it looks cooler. So, but yeah.
Anyways, let's wrap this up.
Yeah, I was gonna say before we
Been here for a
before we
minute.
get into another rant about the comics industry. Yeah, thanks everybody for coming out. That was uh, Marvel 1602 by Neil Gaiman. Glowing reviews from Johnny and I. And then for next week, Johnny, if you want to move Superman Red Sun out of the way, just
Walking
to
Dead.
not to confuse.
Deluxe.
They'll be back.
Volume 2.
We've got Walking Dead Book 2, the hardcover edition. It is graphic novels 3 and 4. It is issues 13 through 24, or again, hardcover Book 2. Skylar, I see that you've got the first 3. If you're looking for that 4th one, feel free to email me after the show, comics@pastimes.net, and we can see what we could do. Or again, anybody who is looking to follow along, if you haven't read Book 1, we definitely suggest it. It was a good beginning of the series. And then if you need either Book 1 or Book 2 or both, feel free to let us know. Come by the store. Tell them, let us know that you saw it on the stream, or shoot an email, comics@pastimes.net, and we can definitely hook you up with those volumes at a discounted price. So, but yeah, I think that just about does it. Jonathan, anything else you want to add?
Nope, I'm good.
Let's get back into Walking Dead.
Yeah, I'm pretty
Have,
excited.
have you
about
have you
that.
tried? Have you dipped into the deluxe edition stuff yet?
What do you mean?
The deluxe edition comics, the
Oh,
color versions. Yeah,
I've just
'Cause they're
paged
on-
through them.
they're
No,
on
I'm gonna wait
issue
till there's a bunch of them and
4,
read
right?
them.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's 4 out now. I'm
I
gonna
might,
wait
I
till
might
there's a
dip into
ton.
a couple just so we could maybe talk about that because that was the first thing that we talked about in the first run of them.
It is true.
But yeah, that just about does it for us. Johnny and I will be back next Tuesday at 8 p.m. Central Time to talk about new releases and maybe rant more about comics and speculation and variants and be just like, I don't know, curmudgeons. But also, we're right.
Yeah, we are.
But yeah, thanks everyone for coming out. We'll see you guys next week. Have a good rest of your week. And remember, not all heroes wear capes.